So should I start my camera on?
Just after this.
A very good evening to one and all present. After successful completion of the GIBS Talk Season 1 and the GIBS Talk Season 2, I, Dr. Pooja Chaudhary Sharma, on behalf of Hitaratham International Business School, proudly welcome all of you in the GIBS Talk Season 3 on the anthem of corporates in current employment scenario. This is the second episode of the series. But before diving into a deep sea of information, thoughts, harsh realities of current scenario, and much more, let us pray to Lord Ganesha through Ganesh Vandana to receive his blessings. Am I audible? So, am I audible?
Yes, you were.
Is there any echo?
No.
Geeta Ratan International Business School was established in the year 2004. The institute is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi. The institute is conducting MBA, MBA International Business, BBA LLB, BA LLB, and BBA programs. GIBS is approved by All India Council for Technical Education, Ministry of HRD, Government of India for management courses, and Bar Council of India for law courses. The institute is accredited as A grade by NAC and assessed as category A plus by Joint Assessment Committee of Government of Delhi and Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University. The institute has been rated grade A, highest rating by Academic Audit Cell of GGSIP University consecutively from past 8 years. GIBS has also been rated number 2 by Times B School Survey for the years 2018 and 19. Before we start with today's discussion, I would like to present brief highlights of the GIBS Talk Season 1 and the GIBS Talk Season 2. In the GIBS Talk Season 1, under main theme of the series Roadmap to Higher Education Post-COVID-19, 3 episodes were conducted in Season 1. The series was aimed to enlighten all the stakeholders associated to higher education about the future plan of Government of India to mitigate this COVID-19 disaster faced by Indian education sector. Stakeholders were enlightened by famous personalities of education sector. The series witnessed eminent speakers like Professor Dr. K.K. Agrawal, Chairman, National Board of Accreditation, Padma Shri Professor Dr. Mahesh Verma, Vice Chancellor Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, Delhi, and Professor Anil D. Sahasrabuddhe, Chairman, All India Council for Technical Education. Season 1 got around 9,815 registrations from academic fraternity, industry, and the student community. Well, the GIBS Talk Season 2 was also at par with Season 1. Under main theme of the series, Post-Pandemic Market Mandate, the series was aimed at bringing the best of corporate world and give a novel dimension to COVID-19 and use this pandemic as a productive period. The series was also witnessed eminent speakers like Mr. Chandrasekhar Chennappan, Senior Director HR Vatswa, Mr. Kenneth Jesilan, Associate Vice President HR TCS, and Mr. Daniel Jacob, Vice President HR EC Group International. The Season 2 was well received and got 11,151 registrations. Before we come down to the topic of today's evening, I would like to invite Mr. Anirudh Jindal, Vice Chairman, Geeta Ratan International Business School, for a welcome address. Sir, please.
Sir, your audio.
Thank you, Dr. Pooja. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Good evening to one and all present here. Welcome to the GIBS Talk Season 3, Episode 2. I hereby welcome Dr. Vijay Chaudhary to be kindly consented and with us in this Episode 2. I'd like to start with a quote by Wilbur Wright. It is possible to fly without motors, but not without knowledge and skill. It is often said that India, despite being the second most populous country in the world, it does not have skilled human resources. According to recent surveys done, skill development has taken a lead over academic qualifications in the current employment scenario. Many companies now look for individuals who do not just have a bag full of academic qualification, but rather skills and experience that they bring with them, making them work ready. The anthem of corporate in current employment scenario was initiated by GIBS with the aim of equipping students, faculty, executives, researchers, and all other stakeholders, not only with the knowledge, but with the necessary skills that are a prerequisite for productivity. We at GIBS have been persistently engaged in holistic development of our student for the last 17 years. Our student-oriented teaching practices have helped us to deliver quality education and skills. The GIBS Talk is another effort being made by our college to prepare our students to meet the challenges at their prospective workplace. In the last episode, insights on current employment scenario was given by Mr. Ashish Chandra, MD Bharat Airtel Sri Lanka. To continue this journey, we have with us today Dr. Vijay Chaudhary, Vice President and Global Operator at Bry Air Private Limited. A professional with 80 years of a comprehensive experience in managing entire business value chain of global operation. His ability to guide, direct, and influence the activities of senior management is mirrored in his highly productive career. I thank Dr. Vijay Chaudhary for accepting our invite and sharing his thoughts to benefit the young mind. I once again thank all of you to be present here with us. Good evening and enjoy the talk show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. In the Web Talk series, after successful completion of the GIBS Talk Season 1 and the GIBS Talk Season 2, the Institute has routed to the GIBS Talk Season 3. The series is aimed to enlighten youth on current employment scenario and career advice for a changing world. In 3 episodes, leaders and top business professionals will share their views on various topics. Experts will share the recovering insights which are beneficial to youth as well as executives facing disruptions. Industry leaders will carve up their opinion on changing employment scenario, how to survive, and the solutions available. To recapitulate, topic for episode 1 was insights of current employment scenario. And to enlighten us on this, we had Mr. Ashish Chandra, Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director, Bharti Airtel Sri Lanka. He's an experienced CEO with 21 years of demonstrated history of working across spectrums of telecommunication industry. In the past, he worked in various leadership roles with India's top telecommunication companies. Prior to joining Airtel Sri Lanka, he was the business head and CEO for the states of Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand for Vodafone India Limited. Mr. Chandra discussed about the relevance of work from home scenario and its practical applicability in the long run across industries. He also focused on the current perplexities in young generation's mind regarding corporate exposure in pandemic scenario, the queries regarding employability, relevance of data analytics and artificial intelligence in current times, and much more. Topic for episode 2, which we are airing today, is staying relevant for job markets. We all know that the pandemic has not only been a health emergency for the world, but has also wreaked devastating effects on global economies. There is no doubt that the post-pandemic job market is going to be totally different from the one we knew before the pandemic. Corporates are going to be very particular about the skills they are hunting for in their employees. So, to share some experiential learning-based tips and recovering insights related to the theme, staying relevant for job markets, we have with us Dr. Vijay Chaudhary, Executive Vice President and Business Head, Global Operations and Bry Air Asia Private Limited. He is a professional with over 28 years of comprehensive experience in managing entire business value chain of global operations, including international subsidiaries in China, Brazil, Malaysia, Africa, and has been responsible for balance sheet management, profit and loss management, strategic planning, project planning, manufacturing, field engineering services, and much more. He has an extensive experience in working and dealing with foreign companies and developing strategic partnerships. Dr. Chaudhary has a proven experience on strategic leadership to the team that mirrors the mission and core values of the company as business head. Global geographies being covered by him are Malaysia, China, Brazil, Europe, USA, Southeast Asia, Middle East, Africa, and lot more. Dr. Chaudhary holds a degree in engineering from GB Pant Polytechnic and Engineering College, Delhi, Masters in Business Administration from All India Management Association, popularly known as IMA, and his doctorate in the field of management from Young Scientist University, California, USA. We welcome you, sir, in this talk show. We are extremely privileged to have you in this episode of the GIBS Talk Season 3. Now, without taking much time, I would like to invite Dr. Vijay Chaudhary to please enlighten us with his words of wisdom.
Sir, please make your audio on.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Vijay, for the nice words. Honorable Vice Chairman, men and women of high esteem, honorable professors of the school, I'm really humbled and honored in response to the warm welcome and invitation to me to share my views and experience on this prestigious dais. It fills my heart with joy and pleasure to understand that there are about 21,000 participants who have registered for today's session. I'm also overwhelmed with the nice introductory words used by the lady anchor. I'm not too sure if I really deserve all that or not. And even if I deserve a bit of it, I think the credit goes to two ladies in my life. One is my mother, who would be watching me staying with Almighty between the stars, and my caring wife, Aarti, who happens to be my biggest critic also. She keeps pushing me to excel in life, and I am being continuously criticized and corrected for pronunciation of the words, to performing in professional life and behaving in personal life. But finally, men are men. There are very few who are gentlemen. So one need to be careful. A line of caution to all the youngsters of Youngistan and the boys and the daughters of India. When my kids were in school, and whenever I used to teach and guide them before exam, though hardly I used to get time to teach them, but whenever I used to get time, they always will go back to their mother, my wife, to check and reconfirm if whatever I have taught them is correct or not. So please double check before acting on any of my advice. As the time passes, kids are grown up, and while parting away from school during farewell party, their principal asks them, "Who is your hero? And who is your role model?" My lovely elder boy, he said, "There could be one hero of my life, that's my father." So that has been my journey from nothing in the eyes of my boy to become a hero in his eyes. I think my performance appraisal was done on that day, as the real leadership starts from home. Before going to the corporate life, it is very important that we start leadership at home. The topic today is staying relevant to the job market. It's quite a relevant topic. In India, we are having the second largest population of the world, and the country needs job creators badly. There has been a paradigm shift in the skills needed by the corporate world, and I think it is very important to understand what entrepreneurship is all about. It is very important to understand what it needs to be in corporate worlds. So my dear friends, I think, if I talk about in the context of the country, we need job seekers and job creators both. So in my today's session, I would like to create a balance between two things, because if you don't have job creators, job seekers will not get jobs. So today government is coming out with a lot of things wherein one can really create wealth and provide jobs to many of the people. I think we need to be deciding in principle before the start of our career that we would like to be on the stage or we would like to be part of audience. The moment you're a part of stage, you are in limelight. You will be criticized. You will be applauded. You will be praised. There are risks, but there are opportunities. But once you are an audience, like job seekers, one thing is only guaranteed, that is lifetime poverty. You can get the job, but you need to be having purposeful life with you. And that is what you will make you a good professional. So let us have a deep dive into the corporate world and what it demands from all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have had a good fortune, I would say, of meeting and working with some of the legendary personalities and eminent professionals in my life. One of the common thread which I could see in all of them was all of them had a healthy disregard for the impossible. People rose to the greater heights and greatness when they turn around the impossible into possible. For others to follow their path. They were dream chasers, they were path breakers, they were path creators. I would say that there are two kind of the managers or leaders in the corporate world. One is the kickstart leaders. Kickstart leaders would also, sail through the journey of impossible to possible. But, there's an outside in process. They would do something when the pressure is mounting, when there is a need, there is an urgency, the pressure is tipping. And, it's a matter of life, death, ego, prestige, and honor for them. There's a lot of stake. The stakes are very high, I would say. Expectations are rising and the time is running out. They are left with no choice but to do something. And due to the pressure and urgency, they understand and they sail through from impossible to possible. They make things happen. And that is what today in the corporate world is needed. You will find a lot of people who would come to office without having any purpose attached to that. They don't know what is the purpose they have been appointed for. So there are people who would understand the urgency. They are externally, so I would say that kickstart leaders are externally motivated leaders, and it's the process wherein there is a pressure from outside which is built on them. This particular process in management language is called chop the head of the dragon. But then there's another process which is called blossoming the princess. That process is from within. Those managers and the leaders are purposeful. They are self-ignited. They have a purpose in life. They are energized. They are focused. And they create urgency for others to do something. They take initiatives. They radiate possibilities and make things happen. They are dream chasers. They are path breakers. This phenomena is from inside out. And these leaders are called self-starters and the self-start leaders. The problem with today's young professional is that neither they have sense of urgency of understanding the need, nor they have any tolerance for pressure. And on the top of it, once they enter into the corporate world, they are purposeless. They just wanted to earn money, that's all. For their, being hand to mouth and just for earning their bread. There is no purpose attached to it. And therefore, they are not upgrading their skills. They are not up to date with the time. They just want to become millionaire and have a job of millions overnight. It's going to be very difficult in life. My young boys and daughters, if you really want to be contributing in your life and not merely start working in your life, then my self-inflicted tips to all of you are as follows. First, challenge yourself. Now, once you are challenging yourself, you need to be challenging how much you can do. If you can do 100, bet for 120. If you can do 120, bet for 150. If you can do 150, bet for 200. Then challenge how much more you can do in less time. Remember, any time you would save, that is the time saved for your life. You can upgrade your skills, you can enjoy your life with your family. So it is important how much we do, how fast we do. And then third one, which is important, is we need to be raising bar on the quality of our life, the quality of work which we do. So we need to be challenging ourselves, can I do better? So three things: how much I can do, how fast I can do, and how much better I can do. Raise the performance bar of your quality, the quality of your relationship, the quality of the work, the quality of output, the quality of networking. That has to be continuously improved. I think doing more in less time with quality output ensures your success and performance in corporate life. Second is the courage. Somebody said that before you need to be an achiever, you need to be a believer. If you don't believe in yourself and you are not courageous, nobody is going to come to your help in corporate world if you want to be a leader. I can promise you, if you will are a kind of person who would always play a victim card and try to project your image as main bechara, let me assure you that nobody is going to be influenced with your, nobody is going to be sympathetic. And sympathy is only the, the reflection of weakness, and weak would always go to the cooking pot. There is nothing easy in life, and therefore we must learn how to handle failure without caring any damn thing about how people are judging me. We must liberate ourselves from the judgment of others and start expressing ourselves freely every time, all the time. Never forget to celebrate your failures. Whenever you fail in your life, celebrate it heartily. And whenever you are successful, please review it seriously, because you would have done something very different because of which success has come to you. Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it, and you will slowly come up to the ladder. And the next one would be yourself. That's the hardest goal in corporate world. Everybody, I think the hardest battle of the life in corporate world is to fight to be you, that unique you. Try your best to be that unique as the rest of the world would want you to be, not you, but for anything else. So therefore, respect your that unique you once you are in corporate life. Next is being purposeful in professional life. I think I would recommend all of you to go through a book called Bias for Action, written by one of my favorite management guru called Sumantra Ghoshal. He has very beautifully, defined here the purposeful managers and the busy managers. The purposeful manager or a leader will have energy and focus and a drive within him, and he would go through all the difficulties and tough time to achieve that purpose. But the busy manager will come to office for, probably 2 punch and 1 lunch, typically people would call, without having any purpose attached to it. And he would look busy, and because he is not aware of whatever he is doing, what would be the end result of that. So therefore, please, I would, recommend you to read that book. That will open up a lot of your confusions of life, as to how to, evaluate the right kind of professionals in corporate life. Now, that reminds me also of some of the corporate corridor talks, myths, and diseases, I typically call it. The first one would be the motivation and the willpower. Most of the people you would say that, there is this company is bad because nobody motivates me. My dear, there's a huge difference if you want to be a leader. I think when you want to deal with ambitious goals, the high uncertainty and the extreme opposition, you have to rely on a different force. And that different force is the power of your own will. Nobody should come from outside and motivate you. If you do not have your power of your own will, you cannot come upstairs in corporate life. Willpower goes beyond motivation. It enables us to execute disciplined action than only sensitizing or sensationalizing the issues, or raising fingers on others. So this is very important to understand as to whether, I would like somebody to motivate me to have purpose, or I need to be having willpower. I need to be having my own purposeful life and will to accomplish the job. This is very, very, some of the behavioral and soft skills which would be relevant whatever the context is. Today, you will find the buzzword new normal and all. These are, I would come to that, but these are some of the skills, I would say behavioral skills you need to be keeping in your mind to be successful in corporate life. Then another a typical disease which Mr. Sumantra Ghoshal and Geeta Piramal has very, very categorically and beautifully explained in their one of the book called Radical Performance is Possible. I bought that book from Calcutta Airport in 1999 or 2000, and believe me, young guys, once I went through that book changed my life. It's a beautiful book, and the damn good research done by Madam Dr. Geeta Piramal, and she has come out with a concept along with Mr. Sumantra Ghoshal. The concept talks about the satisfactory underperformance. Most of the people are not aware of what performance means, and they feel that the company is running because of them. And that is where companies go down. It is important you understand what performance means to you. If somebody would ask you, is your company good or bad? How would you evaluate it as good or bad? So therefore, it is very important to get into these things about the performance parameter and evaluating the financials and the performance parameter of the company to understand what a promoter would need from you, where you need to be doing what action would create more wealth, and what actions would create shareholder value, what action would help you to retain your manpower, what actions would help to influence people around you. And it is important for leaders to become a role model for the rest of the people in the company. Now, there's another myth in corporate world, which goes on that people are leaving companies because of bad bosses. They leave bosses, not companies. My dear, if you cannot handle the conflict with one person, if you cannot influence one person, if you cannot win one person, how would you become a leader once you will have to influence thousands of people in the company, when you will have to really guide them and direct them with logics and data? How would you do that? So be courageous. It is important that we win people, we be courageous and try to overcome all the difficulties come into our life. So that was some of the basic traits, I would say, which will help you to sustain in corporate life and to grow in corporate life. Now come to the point which is quite relevant to today's topic, which is about the job market and what is happening. I would like you to look at the trend which is happening. Let's go back 5 million years. There was ice era. Ice era was an era which went up to 2.6 million years. Then came Stone era, Stone Age, which went, the span of that age was about 2.5 million years. Then came Agriculture Age. The span of that era and age was about 10,000, 12,000 years. Then came the Industrial Age. The span of Industrial Age is about 270 years or so. And that too was divided into mechanical. That was the first industrial revolution in 1700. For 100 years it went. And in 1800, there was a second revolution, which came from the electrical side. There was a lot of development happened in the technology. And the third wave, which came on the automation. And now we are into Industrial Revolution 4. But before, in this Industrial Revolution 4, there are two things which are happening again. There's the Knowledge Age, which went for 30 years from 1970 to 1999 or 2000. And then there was an Information Age, which went for about 10 years or till 2010 or 5 or something like that. What is to be looked at this from the Ice era and till now is the span of the changes is becoming shorter and shorter. And it has become now, the technology advancement has taken so much place that the span of the different era is now 10 years, 5 years. Probably the technological advancements are happening too fast that it is becoming very difficult for a human to absorb and demonstrate it. And there are also talks that if machines would take over human, or human has to be still the super power on the earth. So that's the fight between the machines and humans. And there comes the skills, the new skills, which we need to be inculcating in ourselves, which we need to be updating ourselves. I would say in the information age, the best thing which has happened is the integration of information, that is IoT, Internet of Things. There would be so much of data. I think there are 50 billion devices which are connected with each other, which are more than the population of the whole world, which is about 7.6 billion. So if you look at the time would come once, if you go to a hospital and get your blood checked and your cholesterol is high, and next time once you'll go to Pizza Hut and ask for pizza, the pizza guy would say, hey, sir, your cholesterol is very high. Would you like to have more cheese in your pizza? So things would be that connected. And that is where I think the world is going to be taking a very nice shape. Then there's another technology coming in, the big data, zettaflood. That means 1 trillion gigabyte. One zetta is equal to 1 trillion gigabyte. According to one of the survey, around 175 zettabyte of the data will be stored by 2025 in the world. And this data then would be continuously converted into information, and this information will be converted into knowledge, and knowledge would be converted into wisdom. That is how, from the Ice Age to creating a wisdom, things are going to take place. This is what is the phenomena happening, and this wisdom is going to help humanity like anything. I think the future would be for truth, only truth, and truth would prevail. And I would say that the Satyuga would come again. Now, some of the interesting things in the technology side which have happened, which will give you a kick, which will create interest in you to learn more things about it, is that it's like this. June 2019, University of Southampton, brain-to-brain communication over internet. They have demonstrated that it is possible. October 2009, Toyota showed the case wherein the wheel can be controlled by mind. the accuracy levels are about 90%. March 2010, University of Maryland, Intel software analyzer MRI scans which determine what your mind is thinking. What are you thinking? Can you believe this? Then July 2011, University of Western Ontario develops technology to predict what a person will do after 5 minutes. Can you believe this? What you will do after 5 minutes, a machine will tell you. And the accuracy levels are also quite high. The artificial brain is expected to be in existence by 2030. Then, the robotics, this would again change the world. Drones would again change the world. Drones is an opportunity and a big threat also. If it is used properly, probably, it will help humanity. Then 3D printers, another technology, wherein you can have additive manufacturing, subtractive manufacturing, and development of printing, even human cells. So I would say it would soon be possible to develop a conscious superhuman with the technological developments happening around the world. If you go to internet, rather than going through this media news about COVID and what is happening between government, opposition, blah, blah, I would say get into the world of technology. It's an ocean. There's so many good things happening. So many positive things are happening around the world. If you will look at that, your anxiety of COVID would die its own death. I think, so there are people, I would say, who are making things happen. There are people who are seeing that things are happening. And there are people who are wondering, hey, what is happening? We need to be deciding in principle, in what kind of bucket are we? Are we from the bucket of people who would make things happen? Are we from the bucket where people are seeing things happening? Or are we just wondering what is happening? So that is where I think the Youngistan of India can do a lot. We need to be getting into the bucket where we start make things happening rather than merely seeking for jobs. Upgrade your skills to create jobs. Then a question is being generally asked, can a machine would take human beings? Machine can do anything, but they cannot do one thing, which is a curious human mind. The machine learning technology has done a lot. It's really a wonderful technology which has happened. Alexa and Siri are there. One day I asked my Alexa at home in Punjabi, Alexa, ki halat tera? And Alexa replied to me, bas ji dil garden ho gaya. So the kind of development you look at, a machine speaking Punjabi, so and responding to you. So there are going to be wonderful developments happening around us. We need to be keeping ourselves aware. We need to be keeping our eyes, ears, everything open to such developments and how we can take part into such developments. Now, gentlemen, I would also like to tell you what is happening around the world in current context, because it is very important to understand why technology is changing and why there is a need to change in technology, and thereby it will throw a lot of job opportunity for all of us, and thereby there are a lot of different skills, different knowledge which will be required to sustain the world even. The first thing is the global warming. The scientists of the world has told everybody, I think this is the buzz which has been going on for quite a long. In the global warming, the scientists have told us that the temperature of the world should not go more than 2 degrees centigrade than it was in 1970. Now, what does it mean? First of all, the average temperature of the world, that is the temperature just above the earth in the air is about, average temperature is about 15 degrees centigrade. So if it goes above 2 degrees centigrade, that means more than 17 degrees centigrade average temperature of the world. If it will go, that will melt a lot of glaciers and the sea level will go up and the many countries will get into sea. That's a big threat to mankind today. And the scientists had put a limit to that you cannot emit carbon dioxide more than 2,000 gigatons equivalent to CO2 by end of 21st century. Now, I would like to share with all of you that out of the budget of 2,000 gigatons equivalent to CO2, the development in the industry and the industrial development has taken so place that developed world and developing world altogether have exhausted about 1,200 gigatons equivalent to CO2, and we are left with only 700, 800 approximately. The figures are around this only, and there are still 80 years to go. It's a big threat. And therefore, the whole world is working on from a carbon-based economy to the hydrogen-based economy. You would find that there would be a lot of developments happening about fuel cell, hydrogen-based combustions. Then electric vehicles are coming based on lithium battery storage system. People are talking about wind power plant. People are talking about solar power plants, and eradicating slowly thermal power plants because they emit a lot of carbon. And therefore, you would see that a lot of other technologies of the energy storage technology, etc., would come up. So, which would throw again a lot of development and a lot of new job opportunities would come, but that would need a trained manpower, the new skill, the new knowledge. I think the government has I was just going through one of the the papers or the article of NESCOM, the way government has been planning to create the knowledge bank through universities and private colleges. So there are plans in place which would help in next 5 years to create a lot of new skills and knowledge in the new mob which is coming up. Another process which is happening is the urbanization. The urbanization, when I'm talking about today, the waste we generate is about 157 billion tons a year, which also has a lot of potential to generate power out of this. So you would find that a lot of waste to energy plants would come, a lot of smart cities would come. Again, there would be a lot of opportunities for all of us, which would create jobs for all of us. Another thing which is coming is the circular economy. The plastic waste today on the earth is equivalent to the weight of human, probably the double of that. So there are going to be a lot of things happening on the reuse of plastics and plastic technologies also. Then there are technologies like big data, IoT, smart world is coming up. So that is what is happening on technology space. I think this is a wonderful place. The way things are going ahead, this is going to help humanity and all of us like anything. Now, what we need to be looking at in all these development, what is happening in India? Where are we? A few years back, I would say, if I look at about 2014, 2015, the HDI, Human Development Index for Indians, were just above the sub-Saharan Africans. Even the countries like South Korea, Brazil, whose GDP is less than us, but per capita GDP is definitely would be more than us, the development index is much better than what we have in India. Even in China, I have been going to Brazil, China quite a lot, and the life there is very, very different. I mean, Those countries have really, specifically China has really done very good in terms of infrastructure and facilities to their people. Now the government is also planning how we can become 5 trillion economy. Now, if that be so, that's the reality or not, we need to be looking at. If you look at past 10 years data, the Sensex in India has been growing with 10% CAGR. If you look at March 2011, the Sensex was around 20,000, 19,000, and now it is about near to 50,000, 4,900, 49,500 or something like that. So if you look at the Sensex, it is growing with the 10% CAGR. If you look at India GDP now, we are growing with the typically 4% CAGR as compared to the world average of 2% CAGR in last 10 years, I would say, and China is about 10%, which is quite high. China today is about 13 trillion economy as compared to we are, which is 2.6, around 3 trillion economy. Now, this poses another question to all of us, where we are today. What we are today, China was in 2006. And after that, they grew. India today is where China was in 2006. And, China CAGR has been about 12% over last 10, 15 years. So they have reached to now a figure of, about 13, 14 trillion. I would share another data with you. In the beginning, things take time. We took about 58 years to become 1 trillion economy. I don't want to get into the reasons, but this is the data. 58 years, 1 trillion. And after that, we took about 7 years to make another trillion. And we would take probably another 7 years or 8 years to become, to reach to 3rd trillion. After that, this journey is going to be faster and faster. I think once we will reach to a 5 trillion economy, then the rate of growth is going to be much faster. And if we have to achieve probably a 9 trillion economy, I think it is possible by 2030 or so. Now, the question next is, can India be next China? If you look at the, because why I'm saying so is in context of today's topic, because the moment we will grow, we will have a lot of job opportunities, and why we are growing, in what sector we are growing, I will cover in my, in my forthcoming, session. The relevancy to this is that there are indicators which are favorable, I would say. First is the democracy. India is having the largest democracy in the world where rule of law prevails. So it's quite a strong democracy, which is a very good sign. Then we have a very established federal structure with us, wherein the state and central relationship is improving every day. Then moving towards one nation idea, if we look at India today is talking about one unified market, one income tax, one GST, one Aadhaar, one ration card, one mobile number, and one bank account number. So there are a lot of good developments happening. What we need to be doing only one thing is isolate yourself with what media is saying. Get into what you want to know through the internet ocean. It's an ocean. And what you want to know, straight get into that. You will get the right answers. It would also help you to lower down your anxiety level. Then the demography. If you look at India is the second highest population in the world. There are 40% of our population is below 20 years. and about 85% of the population is below 50 years. So there is going to be a lot of development and the manpower available for us and for the world also. Continuously, the middle level income group income levels are increasing. That also is a good sign. Now, another phenomena which is happening in India for last 3-4 years is the digitization which is happening. India's global reputation is built on backup software export. India's domestic digitization, internet and mobile comparable with the best of the world. Some of the facts are we have over 120 crore telecom subscribers, equal number of mobile phones, over 45 crores smartphones, over 56 crores internet users, second only in China. Now, dollars inflow of the forex reserves. If I look at 1991, when we were left with only 5 billion, today we have about close to $6 billion dollars of forex reserves with us. So there are so many good things happening. There's a need to be having a positive outlook to what we are and have pride in what we do and set target, being purposeful in life. And I would say that there will be a lot of contribution which all of you young guys can contribute to the country. Now, another favorable factor is the declining rate of interest, the declining crude prices, which would ease out our current account deficit. Then the added advantages that today, quite a stable government in India, which is in place for next 3 years at least now, 3-4 years, whatever the left out time is. What they are saying is that make business the business of India, that no business to be in business. Therefore, there is a lot of disinvestments happening. They are talking about minimum government and maximum governance. They are going to kickstart the growth wherein the investment would be accelerated in economic and social infrastructure. Now, there are predictions. Again, I'm saying there are predictions that Indian Sensex would touch 200,000 in the next 10 years with a CAGR of 15%. Now, don't invest into that based on this. These are just predictions based on certain things. What they are saying is that how it would happen is because if the nominal GDP growth would be about 12 to 13%, typically 7 to 8% real growth in GDP and 4 to 5% because of inflation. So if 12 to 13% would be the nominal GDP growth, that would be there. And then corporate profit growth would be slightly higher than the GDP growth, which would be about, again, 15% CAGR. I would also share with you now some of the industries which are doing very well in spite of COVID. The growth broadly is in line with corporate profit growth. The 15% CAGR over next 10 years is 4x, about 4x. So today, if Sensex is 50,000 with 4x, it should touch 200,000. Now, sectors to be washed out in the days to come is, before that, what we need to be understanding is what is the value migration. Value migrates from outmoded business design to superior business design. That means the profit and the market cap. I would say some of these sectors which would be, in the radar would be telecom, from wired to wireless, IT from Boston to Bangalore, I would say. See, there's a very good, the analysis which Motilal Oswal Group has come out with. I recommend all of you can go to internet and probably download that. That will give you a lot of good data of such things. What is going to happen is an analysis and predictions how things are going to move in future. If you will go through such predictions of 2, 3 consultants, you will find that some similarity would be there, and that actually happens. In the days to come. So the conclusion: India is the ultimate next trillion-dollar opportunity, adding $1 trillion of GDP in successive shorter period. Key indicators are very favorable. COVID is a temporary blip. Sunsets is going to be 2,000, 200,000, 10 years. So there are going to be good things which are going to happen. The world is at a cusp of fourth industrialization, as I shared with you. There are going to be changes. There are going to be jobs which would be in demand, like being data analyst and scientist, AI and machine learning specialist, big data specialist, project managers, Internet of Things specialists, software and application developers, and so on and so forth. There are many, many good things happening. Now, at the end, I would like, there's a lot of anxiety about COVID effect. I personally feel that COVID has taught us the value of life and family. COVID has taught us value of being healthy. COVID has taught of work-life balance. COVID has also taught of the value of nature, and we share it with the other creatures and animals also. COVID has taught us the civic sense, and COVID has taught us the value of human life. There is no need to be excessively worried about COVID. COVID is now a known beast. The global fiscal and monetary responses are very good against it, and it would soon be controlled. I was going through one data, and that data shows that the industries which were doing good before COVID, they are still doing good. The industries which are not doing good right now are the industries which were earlier also not doing good. So if somebody wants, I can share the name of the industries which are now doing good and not doing good. Because of constraint of time, I probably have to run through and expedite the session to the end. I would also like to have. I'd like to share with you some of the behavioral traits and the skills required to be in corporate life, which are evergreen, I would say. That is, number one is I have been sharing in my presentation, being purposeful and inspiring leader. Second would be working with people. Third would be creative problem solving. And fourth would be managing ambiguity. Fifth would be working under pressure. Sixth would be energy to take initiatives. Seventh would be conflict resolution and negotiations. And eighth would be ability to predict and forecast, which is the most tough thing one can really create. One need to be doing a lot of study and analytics are to be done. So the technology front, big data, artificial intelligence, cyber security, robotic processes, Internet of Things, social and media, cloud compounding, virtual reality. Now, I think, gentlemen, at the end, I would say I have nothing to offer you more than sharing this data. It's all about, if you want to be successful, it's all about the blood, sweat, toil, and tears. At the end, what matters is the passion you have, the passion to do something different, the passion to be purposeful life, the passion to contribute to the society, the passion to add value to your country. Thank you very much. And I would invite any questions if are there. Thank you very much.
So it was very interesting, informative, and an eye-opening session for us. As highlighted by you, I agree. The way we have worked or the way we currently work is constantly changing and evolving, which necessitates the upskilling of workers. And that's why discussions related to artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, emotional intelligence, machine learning are relevant these days. In fact, as quoted in Forbes, professionals will need to adapt and change with the growing and shifting needs of businesses that are being faced with continual pressure to increase profits. So, we feel enlightened with the ray of positivity, motivation, and action which you have shown to us through this session. Now, we will move to the next segment of the talk show, which is question and answer session. Before starting with the session, I want to inform that we have received more than 1400 questions as submitted by different stakeholders at the time of their registrations. I also believe that all the attendees would like to hear their questions answered by Sir, but due to paucity of time, we are placing only the best questions before Dr. Vijay Chaudhary. So let's start with the questions, Sir. First question has been asked by Mr. Kunik Baturia. He's a senior consultant in an academy. He asked, how can we balance our finances for training in diverse employable job opportunities? Sir, you're mute.
I believe he wants to know that how somebody can spend so much of finances in upgrading the skills, and this is what he wants to know. That is that is the crux of the question, the essence of the question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, I think unlike the era we were born and brought up, I remember when I wanted to have some certain things on my one of the subject called computer application. There was no books available, and there was one book available in the library, and 40 students used to do printing of that, and we used to learn. I think we have passed through that era. What it needs is your urge to learn and the passion. The internet is full of information. I mean, the problem with all of us is we want somebody to give us certificate. We don't want knowledge. If you want knowledge today, this is an ocean. You Google it out, you go to YouTube, anything you want to know. I mean, there is no need for any finance. You need to be having only Wi-Fi at your home, $700 a month. So what it needs is your curiosity, passion, and the time you devote to learn new things, rather than getting into the media news, which would create anxiety in your mind about things which are actually not really on the ground. So I think I have if I have answered the question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I know if he's listening, then definitely doubt is clear, and a lot of other students have understood a different perspective of learning.
Yeah.
We can take next question now. So this question is from Miss Tanu Arora. She's an executive in Season-3 International.
Then there is a request. Your voice is echoing because Dr. Vijay's microphone is on and it is coming up back. So, sir, may I request you, when ma'am is speaking, you please make it mute, and after that you please make it on. Okay. Thank you, sir.
So the question is, the new normal brought forth by the COVID-19 pandemic has required firms to do a lot of upskilling of employees in different areas from the normal times, and that too at a time when they are mentally not up to it. How has the corporate world coped with it thus far? Right, because a lot of people were going through a lot of emotional traumas, mental traumas. So how to balance between these two things, right? So please unmute yourself.
Can you display the question once again? I'm not able to see that.
So question is displayed already. Is it visible to you?
No.
Dr. Pooja, kindly repeat the question.
Yeah, now it is available. Yeah. The new normal.
Okay, sir.
again, I think I was expecting such kind of things, and I can really read through the mind of the people. All our young guys are actually, working from home and at home. They're, I think, watching too much of TV. Stop watching TV, please. There are better jobs. There's nothing. If you look at the death and the COVID, due to COVID, are much lesser than many other things which are happening in India. I'm not undermining the challenge what we have, but there is no need to be unnecessarily create anxiety in our mind. I think this is the time when we need to be upskilling ourselves. Again, I'm saying, if you have curiosity, you have passion, and you have a strong will, and you have Wi-Fi at your home, you can learn whatever you want. The corporate world, definitely, once they would need, every company would have different needs, and they would train their employees. I remember in 2017 when I used to be in Thermax, and the whole senior management was sent to ISB to learn digitization, because at that time digitization was picking up, and it was very important for most corporates to get into digitization. And the way things are going on, and people are being trained in the corporate, this is basically the need-based training every corporate is giving. Today, I would tell you, in my company today, prior, about a year before, we used to be having manufacturing drawings at our shop floor, where our labor force is going through the hard drawings. Now every labor force is having iPad in their hand, and they are doing looking at things from iPad. They're running iPad. Everything is fully digitalized, automated, and those guys are very well skilled. We have trained them. So these trainings would definitely be industry-based, corporate, need-based trainings. But one should not depend upon that. As I told you, what is your purpose? You cannot learn everything. The purpose of your life and the training and the knowledge you need to be gaining has to be aligned somewhere. So therefore, I would request Madam Tanu to please decide what you want to be, where you want to go 5 years down the line, 3 years down the line, and gain knowledge in line with that. There is no need for having excessively worried about COVID and have anxiety in mind. As long as you are adopting the protocol, sitting at home, not watching TV, it's all good.
Okay. Dr. Pooja, can you take the questions slide on the chat? Dr. Vijay, very good.
Ma'am.
Dr. Vijay, good evening. I seek your permission that can we take questions from the chat, live chat? Okay. Sir, we have seen mix and match of many questions. So one question from Mr. Himanshu. I would request you to just disable your audio, and after that, yeah. Sir, I have just mixed the questions because there is same question which we have received from Mr. Himant and Mr. Prashant Gupta. Mr. Himant wants to know who has great chance of appraisal, smart employees or intelligent with good grades. And I'll mix Mr. Prashant's question also, what is the best way to upgrade ourselves?
I actually made few things for appraisal system in corporate world, and if you ask me, HR is the subject which is very near to my heart. The appraisal system in India, I think many of the leaders, typically middle level management and senior level management, need to be understanding properly. Most of the people take appraisals, even appraisee or appraiser both sit in a meeting and having the recency effect in their mind. If they have not been in good relationship in last 1 week, or there has been some kind of conflict between two of them, your appraisal will go for 6. So there is a lot of maturity which needs to be there while taking appraisal. I think our middle level managers and the senior level managers need to be learning as to how to take appraisal. Number one. Number two, I think if your manager does not have any dream for you, he doesn't have any right to take your appraisal. Now the irony and the hypocrisy is, a guy, I would typically say, the moment you're in corporate world, as to whether, if you're a professional, as to whether, irrespective of your designation, you are a servant, you are a नौकर. तुम छोटा नौकर हो सकता है, बीच वाला नौकर हो सकता है, बड़ा नौकर हो सकता है, but you are a नौकर. Don't have hangovers of designation in your mind. Please be very clear what success means to you. The hypocrisy is one corporate slave takes appraisal of the other guy and to tell him as to how to become a good slave. Guys, it's the height of hypocrisy which happens in life. Don't give your life in somebody else's hand till the time that guy is really hero for you. You need to be riding on tigers, and if you want to ride on a tiger, you ought to be a tiger. You cannot be working like a lamb or thinking like a lamb and you want to have ride on tigers. No, that is where I'm saying be courageous. So it hardly any means, because most of the people do not even understand. I would request, who had asked this question? What was his name?
Sir, name Mr. Himang.
Himanshu. Himang, next time when your manager is sitting with you for your appraisal, ask him, sir, what is the roadmap you have, made for me? Because till the time he is not thinking that where he wants you to be in next 3 to 5 years time, what feedback he will give to you? He can only say, "Arey, tum parso late aaya tha, tumne wo kaam maine 2 din pehle diya tha, tumne 3 din mein diya." These are not things which used to be talked in appraisal. The things are, these are your today's capabilities. If you want to go from here to a typically, 2 stage up or 3 stage up, wherein the responsibility level would be very different and the expectation of the management from that position would be different. What is the gap in the capability and the skill level, skill set level? If you guys are not discussing about that, then it is all bullshit. Don't even get into that mode.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, corporate people really face so many problems. Sir, once again, stop your audio. There is any echo. We're extremely sorry to say this again and again. Sir, again, I'm taking maximum question here. Again, I'm mixing the question of Mr. Mithilesh and Miss Pragati. Both are really asking for how to handle the bosses. Mr. Mithilesh wants to ask, sir, how to deal with biased bosses who will always take away your credit and give it to his favorite team member. And I'm mixing the question of Miss Pragati, how to be, oneself and make bosses happy.
So please make your microphone on.
See, I think that question itself has is not mature enough because I personally believe there is no need to make your boss happy. We are living in a professional world. Your boss is there for a purpose. You are there for a purpose. We need to be professional. And what professional does? A professional would do his job to the best quality when nobody is even supervising him. Even a sweeper on the road, if nobody is supervising him and he is doing his job with a passion, seeing that not even a small leaf of the tree is on the road, I would say he is a greater professional than anybody else because he is trying to do his job without him being supervised and wants to do a quality job. Number one. Number two, I do understand you sometimes you get some people who would not give you credit. But if you look at the psyche of any individual, anybody will hate you if you will act smart. So one need to be very diplomatic. If you will help your boss to go up and he has no threat from you, I think he will never take away your credit. The problem is when we try to act sometimes very smart and we try to prove that we are better than our bosses and we demonstrate that. You may be smart, but don't demonstrate. Let him not know that you are smarter than that. Let his boss realize that you are smarter than your boss. So one need to be a diplomatic a bit in some sort of certain circumstances. One need to be smart enough. If that's what I'm saying. If you cannot handle one person and his psyche, it's better that you don't go up, because the moment you will go up, you will have many people to handle, many conflict, many ego you will have to polish. So one need to be very, very diplomatic, and one need to be very, very clear in his logics while evaluating people and professionals.
Thank you so much, sir. One last question, which I feel to all our stakeholders, sir, what kind of jobs will exist in coming years that jobs are not existing now? So what jobs will exist in 5, 10, 20 years, coming years, that don't exist now? This question is by Mansi Bajaj, but I think this will cater to all our students. Yeah.
Please, microphone on.
I think there are a lot of interesting things going to happen in the world in the days to come. First is, I was looking at some of the data which was throwing light on the future jobs. Like typically, if you look at the jobs which are going to be there, the personal data trader. Can you believe that? There would be a job which would be a personal data trader. There will be jobs which would be the database and network professionals. There would be jobs for robotic engineers. There would be jobs for strategic advisors. There would be jobs for fintech engineers. There's a lot is happening in finance technology, and there's a job now. What is going to happen is everything is going to be moving very fast, and if the business and the growth also moves faster, the velocity of the business would also enhances the risk one has to face, and therefore there would be jobs for people who would be talking about what are the kind of risks as to how to mitigate risks. There would be jobs for risk management specialist. That would be a very important job in the days to come. Then I would say the way things are happening, it is difficult to predict future. Anybody who can create an ability or database that what is going to happen 3 years down the line in the industry, like typical in fashion industry, if you forecast what kind of fashion which would come 3 years down the line, and the company would start making itself ready for next 3 years, that would help company a lot to create wealth. So I think there are many opportunities. This answer of this question could be taking 1 hour if you personally ask me, but in general, let me tell you that there would be a job of data analyst. There would be job of artificial intelligence and machine learning specialist. There would be job for big data specialist. There would be job for digital marketing. The most of the marketing activities companies are shifting to digital marketing these days. Then the process automation, intelligent machines or machine learning. then digital transformation specialist, information security analyst. There is so much of data would be there in the cloud. So the data security is very important. So there would be data guards. So likewise, there are millions of jobs which are going to come.
Thank you so much, sir. Over to you, Dr.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Now I would like to inform all of you about the upcoming episode 3 on 6th of June 2021, next Sunday at 5 p.m. The theme for the episode 3 is upskilling and reskilling in current employment scenario, youth perspective. Mr. Meenu Singhal, Vice President, Industry Automation Business, Greater India Zone, Schneider Electric, will deliberate on the said topic. And now, I would like to invite Dr. Uma Gulati, Professor Marketing, to give vote of thanks. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Dr. Pooja. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
I, on behalf of Geetharattan International Business School, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to our speaker, Dr. Vijay Chaudhary, Executive Vice President and Business Head Global Operations at Bragg Asia Private Limited, for sharing his opinion on theme staying relevant for job markets. Our deep sense of appreciation for giving excellent coverage on the topic, sir. We are highly inspired by your knowledge. I take this opportunity to record my big thanks to management of our institute for giving us opportunity to organize such events. My gratitude to Honorable Vice Chairman Shri Anirudh Jindal for continuous support and guidance. Thanks for your motivation, sir. I take this occurrence to thank Ms. Prachi Jindal, Dean Corporate Affairs, for all her support. Thanks, ma'am. My big thanks to all the participants for being with us this evening. My sincere thanks to Professor Anup Ghosh and Dr. Pooja, Dr. Gaurav Jindal for all their coordination and support. Once again, thanks to Dr. Vijay for informative session full of knowledge. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much.